Since the second decade of the 20th century, there were in the Capitanata area many runways, built thanks to the particular orography of the terrain, to the favorable meteorological conditions, and to the easy connection ways, by sea and by land, to the other cities. These small air bases in the years hardly worked as basic flight schools for Italian pilots and foreign too. To be remembered, in fact, in the 1918, Fiorello LaGuardia, future mayor of New York City, obtained the flight license there. During the Second World Conflict, to allow the disembarkation in Sicily and the advance in the Italian peninsula, the Allied forces bombed in several times lots of air bases displaced around the town of Foggia. When at 6 p.m. of 8th of September 1943 is announced the armistice between Italy and Allied forces, people of Foggia still have in their ears the noise of the bombardments in action. Only 2 days before, flying fortresses struck German and Italian planes present in air bases near Foggia to make safer the advance towards north. The city, from which many inhabitants have already been going away for a lot of weeks, looking for help with relatives and friends in the villages of Subappennino or Gargano Mountains, or more far from there, after bombardment of 19th of August is completely evacuated. As Antonio Guerrieri writes, is the only Italian city resulting entirely evacuated by inhabitants, public offices and authorities. The prefecture, for example, was transferred to Bovino, and even the Madonna of Seven Veils and the Grieved One are not at Foggia anymore. The first one, with the Saints William and Pellegrino's relics, was being brought to San Marco e Lamis, the second one to Troia. The bombardment of 6th of September is only the last of a long series that strikes Foggia and her immediate proximities. Air raids in some cases follow from unjustified low altitude gunning on 20th of June, 15 and 22nd of July, on 16, 19, 20, 21st, 25th, 31st of August. Particularly violent, with numerous human losses and destruction, are those of 22nd of July and 19th of August that cause thousands of deaths. Foggia became a target of English and American airways due to the strategic importance of air infrastructures, air bases displaced around the town, the railway, and perhaps also for the presence of a military chemical center, probably not entered in production yet. The town pays an elevated price for the aggression war wanted by the powers of the Axis, Germany and Italy. The retreat of the German troops starts. They will add other distractions to those of the bombardments. To be remembered, those on the railroad bridge at Foggia, of the bridge among San Paolo di Civitate and Serra Capriola, and of the 13 Arcs bridge on the Fortore River. While the German troops took up position on the Gustav Line at north part of Vasto, up to July of 1944, the province of Foggia will be governed by the Allied Military Command, that will have to worry to assure the essential services to the population, including the assistance to the poor children. To the beginning of 1944, the Americans began the construction of a Mendola runway, using as workers war prisoners. The work finished in June of the same year, and the air base was used by the Allied air forces until the end of the conflict. The strategic bomber American Air Force was settled in the group of air bases near Foggia. Here there was, almost in total, the 15th Army Air Force, with his heavy bombers Boeing B-17 Flight Fortress, bombers B-24, and his fighter bombers P-38 and P-51. The 1st of January 1947, at the presence of General Lee, representing United States Air Force, and General Aimone Cat, Chief Commander of Italian Air Force, the Amendola Air Base and all its equipments was given to Italian Air Force and was dedicated to First Lieutenant Pilot Luigi Rovelli, native of Rodi Garganico, gold medal to military value. From then to the end of 90s, Amendola Air Base, thanks to its favorable geographical position, has been one of the most important flight training centers. In 1951 arrived at Amendola the first jet DH-100 Vampire, built in England and used for military jet flight pilots qualification. In 1953, Italian Air Force replaced the H-100 Vampire with the T-33, built by United States, used to train fighter pilots to instrumental flight. In 1954, Amendola Air Base was named Jet Training School. The 15th of January 1962, Amendola changed her denomination into Basic and Advanced Flight Jet School. And the 11th of November 1964, with the arrival of new jets G91TE, student pilots started practice all kinds of operational flights. In 1984, the school celebrated 200,000 flight hours. Tangible testimony of the abnegation of men, pilots and technicians, spirit of cohesion, excellent training, and laudable efficiency guaranteed for 30 years. The 3rd of July 1986, due to a restructuring process of the Italian Air Force, the school was transformed first into 60th Air Brigade and then, from the 1st of July 1993, into 32nd Wing. During these last years, the historical Amendola Air Base, where big part of Italian pilots obtained the Towered Eagle, symbol of military pilots, started changing into a wide-range operational airbase, able to achieve the aims fixed by Italian Air Force in different international scenes. The 30th of September 1995, the G91T was definitely replaced with new jets AMX and AMX-T. They still represent the backbone of the 32nd Wing. From December 2004, a third squadron, with the remote-controlled aircraft Predator, was added to the other squadrons. In the year 2002, at Amendola Air Base was carried out the Giornata Azzurra, Blue Day, a big flight event that let know to the people, men, equipments and the daily hard work of Italian Air Force.